This week on Carolina All Out.
Who's calling the shot?
That picture right there is about as good as it gets. That's a long ways out there. Little T-man put it down.
We should have a lot of fun talking, and then of course, comes time to shoot, it'll be a lot of fun.
Tundra Swan in Washington County. This is Carolina All Out.
This week on Carolina All Out, host Chris Douglas is headed to Washington County to try to fill his Swan permit with Jason Haddock and H&H Guide Service. The Tundra Swan population is on the increase because of strict management efforts by the U.S. and Canadian governments, as well as state governments like the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission and organizations like Ducks Unlimited and Delta Waterfowl. Only 4 other states allow the taking of swan. North Carolina's Wildlife Resources Commission is the governing body over the swan permits and only gives 6,250 permits away a year, making the swan permit draw a coveted event, bringing in revenue to our state's economy from waterfowlers from all over the country to try their hand at taking one of these giants from the north. But before Chris heads down to Chakawinity to check into the hotel, he stops by his favorite place to shop, New Sport Shop.
I had an opportunity to go down to New Sport Shop and went in and talked with some of the guys there at the shop, and the new A5 that Browning's put out has really caught my eye. I love the camo guns that they're putting out now. The whole humpback lure is there. There it is. It's got the old flat back on it. And so I was really looking forward to it. Now, I wouldn't ordinarily recommend that you buy a shotgun and then go hunting with it and expect to do any good. But I had been shooting one earlier in the year, so I was kind of used to what was going on with the Browning there. The guys at New Sport Shop do such a fantastic job. They know their guns, they know what's going on, and so when I started talking to them about the A5, they were able to give me all the information that I would ever need on a shotgun, and so I purchased and went on out the door.
Well, good morning. This is a balmy 26 degrees outside, and we're getting ready to leave from here from the hotel room. We're in Chakawinity, and we're going to travel all the way to the other side of Pantego and see if we can do a swan today with H&H Outfitters and Jason Haddock and the boys. We were out yesterday and they were there. I'm telling you what, we could see the blind from where we were, and the swan were moving back and forth over top of that. So once we get those decoys out, we're going to be good. But I want to talk to you real quick about one of our great supporters is XGO. And XGO is putting out some stuff that is really, it's really helped us to stay in the field longer. And what I'm wearing, now we're talking about layers here because we're going to be in a very cold situation this morning. And so what I have right here is a XGO's Phase 3 mock turtleneck. And this is a really good thing. You see it zips up right there, easy enough to get over your head. And that works in conjunction with this thing. And this is their heavy duty. This is the Phase 5. And this is a fleece hoodie. 4-way stretch material, is going to not bind up on me. I can stretch any way I want to, and I'm not constricted whenever I go to throw that gun up. And it does an outstanding job. So this thing is just an excellent combination with the Phase 3, got XGO's Phase 5 hoodie, And then I've got my fleece bottoms, which I really love, which is phase 4 fleece bottoms. I want to have a number of layers of pants on. So I want to be nice and toasty this morning, thanks to XGO, and that's going to help me stay there for those swan just a little bit longer if I need to. Well, just a little bit more and we'll be out of here.
Carolina All Out is brought to you by the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission. Go hunt, go fish, go wild. Carolina Cooker Cast Iron Cookware, a tradition born in the South. XGO, those who know wear XGO. Montgomery Community College, educating since 1967. Browning, the best there is. New Sports Shop, we've got the gear. And by Farms and Land Realty, selling land is what we do. Don't go away, there's more Carolina All Out coming up. CAO host Chris Douglas has made it to Washington County for his first swan hunt. H&H Guide Service has a huge amount of land leased specifically for waterfowl hunting, and they've done their homework on the swans because the swans are close by and in great numbers. Getting to the blind with gear can be difficult. H&H Guide Service has all that handled and comfortably takes everyone to the blind. The conditions are a little difficult, with freezing fog settling in, making visibility difficult and keeping the birds grounded till well up into the morning. It's not mandatory, but most waterfowlers aren't strangers to a little work, so everyone jumps in to help the guides get the decoys assembled to set out for the hunt.
Well, we are just before things are getting ready to happen here, and you can see we're sitting in the middle of some decoys. I'm with Jason Haddock from H&H Guide Service, and it's foggy out right now. We can hear them. We can hear them off in the distance. Still a little dull roar right now. I guess it's gonna be something else when they lift off.
Oh yeah, this fog here, they'll fly in the fog, but they get above the fog in between the clouds and the fog and they'll fly, but once it burns off and they see these decoys out here, it'll be on.
Well, I think we got a pretty good spread. We got a number of guys. We got about 7 guns this morning, so we should have quite a bit of action. I'm excited about doing this. Jason, I thank you for having us. And look, let's get the rest of these decoys out. You tell me where, and I'll follow your method to your madness, and then we'll get set up in the.
These right over here, and
okay.
3s and 4s, and we'll get back to the blind, wait for this fog to burn off, and we'll talk about what we're gonna do.
Sounds good. All right, let's get it going. Well, the fog's starting to lift a little bit. We've been having a good time. Everyone's meeting each other for the first time. And that's what I love about waterfowl hunting, is that you can talk with one another, you can laugh, have some coffee, tell some stories, and it's a lot of fun, and that's what hunting's about, camaraderie. But we can hear them still, and they're getting cranked up a little bit more, and we've had a few come over, so we're all gonna get tucked in here, and we expect a lot of action here coming shortly.
With the fog holding the swans back from flying to their feeding grounds, the guys hang out for a while and get to know one another. But as the fog slowly lifts, a few swans start flying over, and it's time to get in the blind and get serious.
Who's calling the shot? Middle one or right here?
Middle.
It looks mature. Shoot that bird right there.
Jason's got a heck of a blind set up that'll hold multiple people. In this particular instance, we had 7 guys in the blind. Now people say, well, that's way too many. But the way it's set up is everybody gets in line, everybody's part of the hunt. One particular instance, there's only going to be one hunter at a time. That way Jason can actually maintain and make sure that they shoot a mature bird and that they don't get into the middle of a multiple flock of birds where they can hit multiple birds at one time.
Shoot that bird. Shoot that bird. Shoot him again.
And so the deal is you get lined up in the blind, you get to see the flight of the birds, you get to see the shot, the bird's going down, so you're really a part of it. You just have to wait your turn.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be a big bird. You go. Shoot.
There you go.
More North Carolina swan hunting action coming up right after these messages. Follow Carolina All Out on Facebook and Instagram for insider tips and premier hunting and fishing locations. Hit subscribe on YouTube and never miss another episode. Brought to you by Montgomery Community College.
I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Bert Lee, Chief Range Safety Officer at New Sport Shop, Range Manager, and Firearms Instructor. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our facility. We offer range rentals. We have 40-plus handguns that you're able to rent. Lane rentals are $20 a day. Range is open from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. We also have AR night where AR-15s can be fired in the range from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Tuesday nights only. One-on-one instruction for people that are not quite as proficient as they would like to be with a firearm. Concealed carry classes, beginners class for firearms, multiple NRA classes are available. Anybody that would like to come and learn to shoot that has never fired a handgun before, this is the place to come. We have multiple firearms instructors that are highly proficient in training and understand gun safety. If you've never fired a firearm, this is the place to come. Ladies especially, this is a clean, safe environment. Please come and visit us. New Sport Shop, Highway 70 East, Kinston.
The CAO crew is in the blind in Washington County. Fog has held the hunt back, but now the swans are pouring in.
Shoot this one. Shoot. Yeah.
There you go, T-Man. It's all right, he's getting ready to fall out.
Yeah.
Watching another hunter in the hot seat and making that shot, bringing the bird down.
Good job, buddy.
Knowing they had to go through the draw, that they had to come down to North Carolina from where they live at to be a part of this whole situation. I mean, a lot involved, and the success that happens all together, we all get to share in it.
A little muddy, ain't it? Good bird, too. All right, take the tag and wrap it around the foot. Push it together. There you go. Now, you towed him back. You killed him.
Okay, before you walk over the waist.
Killed it. I carried it.
There you go. I like where your head's at.
You doing what? I walked my mile today. For the record. I was a long ways out there. But old T-Man put it down. Did a good job on that. Ain't that great? Look at that. Father and son. All the way from the central part of the state come down to do this. Birds getting heavy for them. Big birds, but you know, getting heavy for them. But that picture right there is about as good as it gets. About as good as it gets.
That's awesome right there.
Carolina All Out is brought to you by the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission. Go hunt, go fish, go wild. Carolina Cooker Cast Iron Cookware, a tradition born in the South. XGO, those who know wear XGO. Montgomery Community College, educating since 1967. DNZ Products, precision scope mounts and scope rings. Miopta Sport Optics, see more, hunt longer. And by the Dixie Deer Classic, the South's premier sporting event. Don't go away, there's more Carolina All Out coming up.
Welcome to Appetite for the Outdoors with Carolina Cooker. I'm Chef Chad McIntyre. Today we got a very special dish. We're actually going to cook Tundra Swan. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our celery seed and we're going to do a little light toast on this guy to kind of bring out some of the flavors and the oils actually in the celery seed itself. Next we're going to go ahead and put in our thyme, kind of do the same. Then we're going to go ahead and put in about a cup of vegetable oil. So the oil is heating up right now. We're going to go ahead and add in the last of our ingredients into this for the marinade, which is some fresh minced garlic and some red chili flakes. The last one you add is some apple cider vinegar. Just want to make sure it doesn't boil up too much on you. And we're going to let this come to a simmer right here. This is going to be our marinade that we're actually going to kind of brush the swan breast down with whenever we do the cooking. Now before we start it, we're going to add salt and pepper to the breast, season it up a lot. We'll get both sides. We're going to sear it off on a nice high heat. And then we're going to finish it off in our oven for about 10 minutes or so. Like I said, the temperature when you get to these is about medium, rare, medium. Treat them just like duck breast. We gave this guy about 8 minutes in the oven, and we're going to baste it one more time, and then we're going to actually let it rest. Perfect. Nice medallions. So a beautiful dish, very simple, very straightforward and true to the nature of the animal. We're lucky enough here in North Carolina to be able to harvest these animals. It's always nice to be able to take the game in the field, but it's always even better when you can incorporate it in the meal in the house.
One on the right. She didn't move her leg.
There's a really big
big bird. You wanted to mount one, right?
Oh yeah.
You don't have
That
to
is
go.
a tank.
$800.
Yes, sir. That's a big bird. Congratulations.
Look at that.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Hold on, leave.
He's coming in. You take him. You take him.
That was cool. That was a one and done.
Okay, I got a signed tag here. Tyler, I'm gonna hand that over. Alright, let's see if we can take him around that side. Alright, he's official.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Tyler.
No problem, bro.
Well, we're wrapping up a Tundra Swan hunt here in North Carolina in Washington County, and I've had a blast. H&H Guide Service has done such a phenomenal job securing the land to hunt on, doing all of their scouting to put us right on the birds. I mean, literally right now, we've got birds still trying to come into our decoy set. So they've got it dialed in. You've got to give these guys a try. Signing off, I'm Chris Douglas with Carolina All Out, and you've got to try swan hunting in North Carolina. Tell you what, go clod hopper boots. I walked my mile today.
If you're looking for me, outdoors is where I'm found.
You ready? Okay, good enough. Okay, swan after swan coming off of the reservoir.
You like this swan hunting?
Yeah, it's just this field. I hate it.